Hello everyone, welcome to today's music class. My name is Amy and today I will be teaching you a simple song on the guitar. I hope everyone is doing well with their families and staying safe during this time. Before we begin, I will tell you what you need for today's lesson. For today's lesson, you will need a guitar pick, a guitar, and a guitar tuner if you have one. Always remember that before every lesson or class that you take, you will always have to have your instruments in tune. It is very important that your instruments are in tune because if they are not in tune, then the songs that you will be playing will not sound correctly. Also, if your instrument is not in tune, your ear will get used to hearing the wrong sound. And then in the future, when you try to listen to songs, your ear will not recognize the correct sound. And you don't want that to happen. You want to make sure that you're always listening to the right sound that the guitar is making. So you have to make sure that each string sounds correctly according to the note that it is. So, once your guitar is in tune, we will begin a warm-up exercise. For this warm-up exercise, we're simply gonna pluck each string from the 1st to the 4th fret. Now, when you are plucking a string, you need to make sure that your finger is positioned near the bar or the end of the fret. That way, you don't have to press so hard when the string is playing. If your finger is all the way over here, then you have to press harder when you pluck the string. For example, you see right now, I'm not putting that much pressure on my finger and it's pretty easy to play, right? If I put my finger over here, then that means I have to apply more pressure and it's gonna be harder for me to play and I'm gonna get more tired easily. You don't want that to happen. So always make sure if your fingers can reach, you can always put your finger at the end, almost to the end of the fret. That way, the sound will be heard more clearly and you won't have to apply as much pressure. Okay, let's begin our warm-up then. This warm-up, we're just gonna go from the 1st to the 4th fret. We're just gonna pluck each string. After you do that, you're gonna want to move on to the 2nd string. So, if your fingers feel a little bit uncomfortable right now, it's alright because this exercise is meant to help you warm up, for your fingers to spread out. And the more you do it, the more comfortable you will feel in the future. After the 2nd string, we move on to the 3rd string and so on until you do that exercise with all of the strings. So, if you want to try it with me, go ahead and I will show you. See, that wasn't so hard, was it? Now, let's do it one more time so that you can get enough practice and you can be warmed up for the next part of the lesson. Also, a quick reminder that when you're strumming the guitar, you want to have a relaxed arm and a loose wrist. So that way your fingers won't be so cramped, your hand won't be so cramped, and you won't get as tired easily. All right, now that we have completed our warm-up, we're gonna move on to the song that I will be teaching you today. Before we begin the song, we're gonna review 2 chords that we previously learned. So, the first chord that we learned was E major. E major is this chord. E major. For those of you that don't remember, you're gonna put your index finger on the 3rd string of the 1st fret. 1, 2, 3. Then your middle finger should be on the 5th string of the 2nd fret. And your ring finger should be right below the 5th string on the 4th fret. So your index finger on the 3rd string of the 1st fret, your middle finger on the 5th string of the 2nd fret, and your ring finger on the 4th string of the 2nd fret. You will have E major. The second chord that we will be needing today is A, the A chord, A major. So for this chord, we will need to put our ring finger on the 2nd string of the 2nd fret, our middle finger on the 3rd string of the 2nd fret, and our index finger on the 4th string of the 2nd fret. 4th string of the 2nd fret. They should all those 3 fingers should be on the 2nd fret. Then, for this chord, we will not be playing the 1st string. So make sure that you don't play the string. You want to skip it, and then you want to play the strings below the 1st string. Like this. That is going to be A major. A major. So our first chord was E major. Remember, on this chord you play all of the strings. The second chord, though, you don't play all of the strings. You only play the one after this string, the big string, right? Now that we have reviewed the first 2 chords that we will be using, I'm going to teach you a new chord. This chord is going to be the B chord. This chord is going to be a little bit different than the ones we learned before, because for this chord, your ring finger is going to have to press on 3 strings at the same time. That's right, 3 strings. Now you may think it's a little bit intimidating, but once you get comfortable, it's going to be a very easy chord to play, and you will be able to use it in the future. So for this chord, we're going to put our index finger on the 2nd fret and the 5th string. 2nd fret, 5th string, right? Now your ring finger is going to have to press down on the 3 strings below the 4th string. So it's going to be the 2nd string, 3rd string, and the 4th string. So your ring finger should be pressing on all of those at once on the 4th fret. It's gonna look like this. You want to try it and apply enough pressure so that when you strum the guitar, each of the strings sound clearly. So, ooh, that sounded a little wonky. Let's try that again. See, that sounded better. For this chord, we're also going to skip the 1st string. We will not be needing to use that. So, feel free to try as many times until you get a clear sound. You see how my fingers are still not really used to